Back to my channel. Today we will be talking about Pretty Little Liars plot holes. So in the whole show, there's pretty much a lot of plot holes where they start a storyline and they didn't finish it, or there's a storyline where they really didn't completely explain the reason behind it, stuff like that. So let's just get straight into it. So I wrote a couple things down and we're just going down the list and talking about it. First up is Marion Death. Marion Death. Let's go with that. Because there's been plenty changes. We see flashbacks and we saw Marion actually died because Bethany was the one that pushed her off the cliff. We saw Bethany and Charles, younger Aria, up on the rooftop with her. But then there's some inconsistencies because where Charles is supposed to be older than Toby and them, but we see a flashback where Marion is still living at the house and Toby's like in high school. So I don't get with that. They kind of messed up with that storyline. They didn't really explain it, but yeah. Next up, we got Sara Harvey. Okay, I do not get the whole character of Sara, her being Red Gold and Black Widow. I feel like they just plucked a different character and just was like, let her be in. It didn't even make sense because supposedly Sara went missing before Labor Day around the time of Iceland disappearance. But we see Cece is still locked up in Raleigh at that point. So how would she be able to kidnap her or have her team up with her? That don't make sense. Next up is Aria in Iceland. I says this because we really don't know what Aria did in Iceland. Like in the Pretty Liar books, they made a big deal of her actually like keep talking about it, what she did out there. But it's like this blank space in the show, like she never brings it up other than the first episode. It's like a whole mystery behind it. Next up is, who was Melissa talking to the night Iceland disappeared? Okay, so we seen in one of these flashbacks, Melissa was talking to a girl in a blonde hair with a yellow shirt. The night Iceland disappeared, and Jason said he walked outside and he saw them talking. And they seemed like it was in a heated conversation. We know it couldn't have been Allie because Allie, the night she was talking about her disappearance, she didn't bring it up. We know it wasn't Cece because when Cece was out that night, she was not wearing a yellow top. So who was Melissa talking to? Was it Bethany? Or was Bethany already dead by that time? Like, we don't know. They never explained the reason why. Who was that girl? Or whatever. Next up is the scar on Allie's thigh. So Allie have said that Sarah, the one that supposedly kidnapped her, was the one who put that scar on her leg. But we see the interaction between Cyrus and Allie in the woods. They was talking and we see that Allie, it seemed like is in control of that relationship, and he didn't seem like the type to actually cut her. It felt like the whole relationship, that whole flashback between them was actually a lie. So I want to know who actually gave it to her then. Next up, what was Sidney's purpose? Sidney, the character, I feel like her whole character was useless. Especially in season 7 when she was part of the A-team. Like, why? Why do you hate these girls? Why are you doing this? Why? Who recruited you? Why? Next up, Wren and Melissa. There's so many suspicions around Wren and Melissa. Like, they hated the girls. They was always talking to Shonda or Jenna for some reason. I think Melissa was at the lodge that night when it was on fire. Or, like, even with Wren, he was coloring that red coat picture and he was on the phone with took him out Mona or something. Like, I just never get what the suspicion was with them. If they were never going to be part of the 18, why write them as suspicious? Why write them with these little plot holes? It was just useless. Next up, Alex being Uber A. We know that whole reveal was stupid. She came out of nowhere. I feel like the writer was trying to have a surprise, but it ended up going badly. So next up, who attacked Hanna and Allie's house? The Christmas episode where they had the Christmas ball, Hanna and Spencer snuck into Allie's house because they thought Allie was A. They was going through their stuff, and then we see a black hooded person actually knocks out Hanna, and Spencer finds her knocked out on the floor, but they never told us who did it. was it Cece? Because it seems previously we saw Allison and Cece talking about we need to do something about your friends. So was it one of them? But Allison said she was an A, and we know Cece was A. But wouldn't Allison suspect Cece attacking her friend as being A? Like, that didn't even make sense. Next is who tagged Allie Halloween night. On one of the first Halloween episodes, we see in the flashback Allison and the girls getting dressed up in the room, and we saw somebody stalking her. And then later that night, she played a prank with a girl, and no one was supposed to attack her, but no one said he wasn't doing it. So who was it? We know we saw Lucas calling Allison a B. We know Mona was doing this stuff behind the scenes. We know Jenna and Allie had a rivalry going on. But they never explained who's the one that attacked her. Next up, let's talk about Bethany character. Bethany Young. All these mysteries, all these connections to her being connected to Charles, being connected to Allie by that letter she wrote her. We know her dad was sleeping with Jessica, but they never explained her character and why she had to die and why she was so suspicious. All her tapes from Riley, all her files from Riley, what was the point of her character? It wasn't really going nowhere. You know? I feel like they could have had Bethany be Allison's twin. They could have went with that storyline from books, but they ended up not doing that. Next up, Jason's check. We see Jason put a reward to have people find Allie's body. It was like a $50,000 reward. So we seen him writing a check to somebody. We really don't know who he gave it to. Was it A? We know Jason and Mona had been talking before. So was it her? Was it somebody else? Who did he give that check to? Let's do this last one. Who stabbed Jason? We see Mona patching Jason up on his porch. He had a stab in his back, and it kind of make it seem like he was on a Halloween train. But we later find out the person on the Halloween train was Wren and Melissa, and they're the one that was putting Aria over the train. So who stabbed him? And I really don't think he would have been in the train, because I know he liked the Aria, so why would he have a reason to push her off the train? So what was that point? Let me know any more plot holes that I think was in the show. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching. Have a nice day.